rain don't come in November, 'cause the summer went way too fast. I'm trying real hard to remember.
Social media is a wild place, and I think that we have reached a point where one post, one video, or just even one comment can completely change someone's life. Sometimes for the better, but most times than you think, it's actually for the worse. Today, guys, we're talking about people who lost their jobs because of TikTok. Yes, guys, you heard me. At TikTok. Now, this platform started off, I believe, like 5 years ago, and it was a fun app. You know, people were dancing and lip singing, and now it has become a career killer for so many. We have seen just about everything, guys. Nurses getting fired for posting at work, and teachers losing their job over inappropriate videos, even hostess twerking, and some people even recorded themselves getting fired and posting the whole conversation online. Guys, this is a lot. So let's get into it, guys, because the way some people are moving on social media made me have to shake my head, and it's no surprise that HR had to step in. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. You don't know, it's your favorite island girl, Jody here from the 876. Yes, guys, before we jump into all of this madness, remember to like this video for your girl. It's an easy and free way to, of course, support my channel, and I'd love to have you join the Islanders family by, of course, hitting that subscribe button. Being said, let's start off with the nurses. I'm sure you guys, if you're on social media any at all, you would have seen it. A nurse got fired because she was literally dancing on a patient's head. Yes, guys, you heard right. You saw it. She was dancing on a patient's head. One was sitting on a chair and the other was in a bathtub, and she was even administering the medication right there and then. Now, first up, we have a video from the creator herself giving her, 2 cents explanation about it, and then I'll insert another video, a follow-up video on the entire situation, courtesy of the Shade Room. With that being said, let's watch.
Okay, TikTok, right now it's a video that's going viral of me, the healthcare worker that's dancing on top of her patient's head. It's not what it is. Trust and believe. All I gotta say for now is angles play a big part, but we're gonna get into that another time, okay? A lot of people in the comments talking about sexual assault, rape, just all type of dumb shit. Non-verbal, trust and believe, he's verbal. And if he's not verbal to his kins, then I don't know what's going on over there, but around here he be verbal, and I got proof. What you say?
Can I get my hug?
You want to get a hug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, mama.
He looks very aware and comfortable to me, so y'all need to stop jumping to conclusions. Even though, yeah, I do see how he look, but trust me, it's not that. Enough is enough. Stay tuned.
Getting it poppin' on her patients.
You just don't do this to people. You don't.
This Atlanta area healthcare worker seen on TikTok dipping it low on her patient's forehead. Patients, you can see, are living with disabilities.
This is not a laughing matter.
And with the backlash,
It's not what it is. Trust and believe.
she had plenty to say on social media, but police weren't buying it. A breaking update. She has just been charged. And when the Shade Room started looking into this so-called nurse and who she works for, you may be shocked. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. On social media, she's Krisha Malou. And if she was looking for likes and follows on social media, she surely got it last week. But it was at the expense of at least 2 men who appear to be disabled, who she was taking care of at the time. Not only did she drop her cakes and other body parts on top of their head, but she also did so while she was administering pills to them. It got the internet in a frenzy, many asking, what if this was my loved one?
There was a time when this was a trend. You had a whole group of nurses who got themselves in trouble by making an X video. They were in uniform at work talking about things that gave them the ick about their patients and about the job overall. Now, the problem is the icks weren't just about small little things like maybe the patient pressing the call button too much. And of course, people were definitely outraged, saying that these nurses lacked compassion and professionalism. And I agree. Well, their jobs agreed. Fired, unfortunately.
My ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
What? My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs and it's still in your hands.
Dad comes outside and asks for a paternity test right outside the room door.
Saying you don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain with just a Cervidil, and you're still closed, fingertip.
When we've already told you to push the call light, but every 5 minutes, your family member coming at the front desk asking for something else. Excuse me, can I have a blanket? Another ick. When you're going room to room between one baby mama and your other baby mama.
Oh no.
Ick. Say that. It's the unlimited trips to the nurse's station for me.
Hello you guys, so this is going to be a very much so not long awaited, but I just had so many questions regarding my videos that went viral and what happened to them, why I deleted them. If you do not know, basically I posted like so many come to work with me videos. None of them were bashing the company or the patients. From my knowledge, you know, when my videos started going viral, PSRs, I was a PSR at my clinic. I'm not going to say the urgent care that I worked at, the company name, just to disassociate myself from that company. But basically I was a PSR at my job, and my video ended up on many other PSRs For You pages, and they reported me to compliance. And then this random person from Utah also reported me to compliance. They didn't follow me. They weren't a PSR. They didn't work for the company. They've never been a patient there. They just decided to report me, but it's okay. Early April, I posted a TikTok, and it was just like, you know, in the background you heard a client arguing with me regarding her copay. None of her demographics were shown or talked about. Her name wasn't mentioned. None of the patient's information was brought up or shown, none of that. Even from before that video, compliance had already flagged me. I just didn't know that, so that was the cherry on top. I came to work on Tuesday, April 16th, and I was checking my work email, and it said, like, you know, interview with Maddie regarding compliance at 9 in the morning. So I was like, what the fuck? So then I joined it. And they were like, you know, do you know what this is regarding? I was like, I'm gonna take a guess. And they basically, like, you know, just asked me about my videos. They were really cool about it. They did ask me to take them down, which I did take them down. And then that was it. They were like, you know, if you hear back from us, like, you know, we're gonna have to take the next step. If you don't, then everything's fine. So I thought everything was fine. Almost 3 weeks went by, and I hadn't heard anything else. So I come to work on Thursday, May 2nd. You know, 2 hours go by. It's now 9:42, and my manager calls me into his office, and his district manager, I think, I don't know who it was, but someone else was also in there. And he sits me down. He's like, pretty sure you know what this is regarding? I'm like, I don't. And he tells me, you know, pretty much compliance says this, that, and the third, we're gonna have to let you go. So he fired me, and I did cry when he fired me, just because, like, I loved working for the company, and, like, I wasn't expecting it anymore, just because almost 3 weeks went by. So I was like, you know, like, I'm fine, like, let me go. I had to sign, like, the form stating, like, you know, I know that I'm getting fired, basically. It wasn't an NDA, none of that, so I can talk about it. And yeah, that was it. So many PSRs like texted me afterwards. They would comment on my posts. Random people like that didn't even work for the company would DM me, comment on my stuff, asking what happened to my videos. But yeah, that's what happened. It wasn't really anything big or special. I did love making those videos, but it's not for everyone, I guess.
So y'all know I'm always on here making like funny TikToks. When I be like on breakout work and stuff, I be making TikToks. So the TikToks that I made just got me fired. They just fired my ass. So y'all be careful with posting TikToks, even if it's not your voice, even if you're not saying where you work at. You being in uniform and making certain TikToks with certain captions or anything can cause you to get fired from your job at a clinic. And yeah. Everything happened for a reason though. So I'm upset because I love my job, but it's okay. Like, but y'all be careful with them TikToks because
there's a girl on here, and I believe she's a tech or something, and she just posted about how she got fired for posting TikToks at work. I scrolled down and I looked at her videos that she was posting. Then I looked at the comments up under the video. Somebody was like, oh, they'll fire you, but they don't fire all these nurses that be posting content at work. Where have y'all been? Who said they not firing them? Then I heard about this nurse who was talking about her patient's panties. I'm starting to agree with the masses here. When you are in a hospital setting or just in any type of healthcare organization, you are representing that organization. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's what you're doing. So they will fire you if you are portraying their organization in a negative light. That means making jokes about your patients or your other coworkers that you work with, especially while you're on the clock.
If you work in healthcare, do not talk to your friends, your family, no matter how much you trust them, about your job and specifically about issues that you are having with patients. I just found out about a girl on a social media thread who lost her job because of one stupid mistake. Let's call the nurse Becca and let's call the patient Amber. Nurse Becca knew exactly who patient Amber was when she came in for surgery. The connection is that the nurse had either dated in the past or was currently dating someone that the patient was connected to. I think it was her baby's dad. After surgery, one of the patient's friends calls her and is like, girl, your entire My Chart, all of your businesses, we can see it's on the nurse's close friends. Sends the patient a screenshot. Apparently, she lost her license. I'm not saying that you have to be in any uncomfortable situations that you don't like. I can think of right now of at least 5 people that if they came into my office or tried to be a patient, I would be like, absolutely not. If you can't maintain a professional boundary with somebody, you shouldn't be in their chart. You shouldn't be their nurse, period. And your close friends are not a safe space when you work in healthcare. Whenever you hit post, just assume that whoever works in HR, whoever owns whatever business you work at, whoever is the CEO of the hospital, just assume that they're watching because they probably are. Shout out to that nurse girl. That's where I saw this story and I'm gonna tag her below.
Just goes to show that some things shouldn't be made into content. The internet doesn't forget, and when you post something online, it's not just your followers watching. You have to remember your bosses out there, your co-workers are out there, your family members out there, and sometimes the very same people that you're making fun of. Now, let's talk about the teachers because they too are in this whole shenanigans because some of them unfortunately lost their jobs in ways that were completely avoidable. I'm not sure if you guys remember the situation, but there was a male teacher. I think he went live or he posted a video or something like that of his students pulling out his braids, and these were female students. I don't think it mattered if it was male or female, but I'm just putting it out there for context. It was posted online, and let's just say people had a lot of questions.
The teacher who went viral for letting his students take out his braids was fired from his job. His students began texting him after he never showed up to his classes, which made him emotional.
Hey, bestie. I really hope that you see this message. How are you? I hope that you're okay. Our class misses you so much, and we really want you to know that we love you and we miss you so much and can't wait for you to come back. I can't believe that taking somebody's hair out is such a big deal, and it makes me so mad that people make little things big things. I want you to know that the class and others got your back, and we will always stand behind you and up for you no matter what happens. We got you. Again, we miss you and we love you so much, and can't wait for you to come back.
Y'all got TikToker Mama Owl fired because of an old TikTok. For those that don't know, there was a very controversial TikTok that Mama Owl made. I already made a video covering it. It's right before this one, so I won't go over it again. But if you just want the brief version, she basically reenacted somebody getting SA'd. Now, Mama Owl worked at a school, and the school was made aware of this video, and they were not fans of it, to say the least. Because they decided after the video and all the controversy surrounding the video to let Mama Owl go from her job. Now, since this has come out, people have started to switch up on Mama Owl. Basically, they're saying that they feel bad and they don't want her to be messed up financially over a single TikTok. Now, I will say the whole reason this TikTok even resurfaced was because one of her students were trying to get her fired for the TikTok. So I guess in the end, that student ended up getting exactly what they wanted. Now, I personally do feel bad for Mama Owl. I didn't think the video was necessarily good that she made, but I mean, the whole point of her account is to reenact stories that people send in. And the story that she reenacted was just one that someone had sent in. And I do think that she was legitimately trying to be helpful and raise awareness by reenacting it. It just came off very, very wrong.
The common thread here is, of course, boundaries. Some things just don't belong on social media, especially when you're working in such a professional environment with students and, of course, patients. And yet, people are still out here risking their careers for a few likes and views. Of what we have seen thus far, it's not just the nurses or the teachers. Regular people out here, regular schmegular people like you and I, are losing their jobs in all kinds of ways, lost their income because of a single post. Some people have been fired for making offensive jokes, some for maybe sharing controversial opinions, others are just seen showing themselves slacking off at work. I remember a few months ago I did a particular video on this girl that participated in the Brokey challenge at, I think it was the Waffle House. Even though it was a group of them, they sacked just one employee. I'm gonna put the video down in the description box so you can go ahead and watch that as well. And you know, many people argue that it could have been a promotion for the company. Guess what? A lot of these companies don't care if it was a joke or if it was taken out of context. If it makes them look bad or brings too much attention, then unfortunately, baby, you're gone.
Not y'all done fired me over TikTok. I didn't wear my badge at work. I didn't tell what agency I worked for. So I know nobody on TikTok did the shit at all because I also worked through another company to work for where I was. So I know it wasn't y'all. So that mean one of you bald-headed bitches at the agency that I worked for saw my fucking video and went and told somebody. And it could have been the supervisor. And all you had to do was say something to me. But you didn't do that, did you? You told all the other managers, all the shit I done did for y'all. All the days I ain't never take no lunch break for y'all. When my supervisor died, y'all treated me like management. All them girls that done cussed me out. You can't get no help as is. So y'all finna really be looking stupid and crazy. And I'm not even mad. I'm finna go gather my shit and thank God y'all ain't worrying me no more, bitch.
So, I got fired. Yeah, my big 6-figure remote tech job. Yeah, they canned me. And you guessed it, it was because of a TikTok. Yeah, last month I took a very quick video. I had forgotten to put my mug underneath my Keurig one morning, and so my coffee spilled all over the place. And I took a quick little snippet of the coffee everywhere. I turned it around my face. I said, ah. I hit stop recording and I uploaded. And I did not use my big giant brain to think about the fact that in the background of that video, you could hear my chief product officer talking. Because I was in a meeting. Yep. It was about 4:30 in the morning. I was in my weekly team stand-up meeting. They were having a conversation that had absolutely nothing to do with me, so I went off camera, took the 20-second video, and hit upload, and I did not think anything of it until the next day when I got called into a meeting with HR and my chief product officer, and they said, hey, somebody sent us this video, and we are immediately dismissing you from the company for gross negligence. And I said, it was great working with all of you, and I hung up the call and I said, holy shit, this is gonna be perfect for my memoir. Yeah. Honestly, do I think that I should have been fired? I mean, nobody ever thinks that they should be fired, but honestly, no. They weren't really talking about anything super confidential. You could honestly barely hear them in the background, but alas, they found it to be a fireable offense, and so they canned me, and I have nothing left to do except for accept it. I mean, shit. I thought it was an oversight. I would 100% accept that. They canned me. I can't do anything about it. So of course, I thought, well, what would any college dropout who got fired from their job do next? I'm going to start my own company. I've always wanted to start my own company. This is not like an idea that popped out of nowhere, and I was always like, oh no, it's not the right time, and I have such a great job, and blah, blah, blah. I literally said the night before somebody was like, you should go full time and like launch this company. And I was like, no, like I have a sweet gig. 12 hours later, canned. I was like, fuck. If that isn't a sign from the universe, I don't know what is. So the next day I was pissed off. I got on TikTok and I was like, I'm going to start a company. I'm going to change the world. This is what I'm doing. And I'll tell you guys when I'm ready to soft launch, and I'll tell you why I'm doing this. And so you guessed it. Today I am soft launching bridal. I am finally combining my two loves, technology and horses. And I am going to build the first ever and #1 tool for equine professionals to manage their businesses.
So I got fired from GameStop for TikTok. For my TikToks. Oh my god, I'm dying. Yeah, my DM came, set up his computer, and was like, hey, can you come in the back? And I'm like, oh god, am I in trouble? He's like, just come in the back. I'm like, oh fuck. And there's this white lady, this white HR lady. He's like, do you have any idea why we want to talk to you? And I'm like, no. And I'm like, but I'm scared. She goes, oh, you should be scared. And then she's like, do you do anything at work? I'm like, I make TikToks. She's like, oh, and blah, 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 blah. I'll get to this in a second. Basically, don't be scared, but you're fired. Basically, they didn't like that I was disparaging certain products, like calling things stupid. They didn't like that I was making fun of certain customers, and they didn't like that I showed the safe in one video a bit back with stickers. Apparently that's a safety hazard. There was no comment on, that I talk about warranties, pro, trade, price matching, any of that. There's none of that. No, it's just, here's how you f***ed up. I'm sorry. I think I have one shift left. It was on Friday. They're like, you're terminated immediately. Give your keys. Like, holy shit. Anyone who works at GameStop knows that there are some stores who do some very sketchy, illegal shit, which I will talk about probably next week. I will talk about it next week. Let's just say that. Some sketchy, illegal shit. And I'm really glad that GameStop corporate felt the need to reach out to me regarding TikToks, and that social media is just really harming the company, and I'm so sorry about that. I'm really glad that this was at the top of their agenda and not the myriad of other illegal things that people way above me are doing. Ooh, I was curious if I could get fired for TikTok, and I did. Good thing Saturday was supposed to be my last shift, but I guess I got a Saturday off. Oops. I would like to say, if you work at GameStop and you want to make something known, message me on Instagram. Let's blow some shit up. I think it's going to be fun.
How could I threaten this man when I threaten him so I don't lose my job? Dear Nate, I hope this email finds you before I do. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a threat. He definitely gonna go to HR on that one. What could I say to this man? Dear Nate, I heard you and Mike was talking about me by way of email. You better start CCing me before you CC these hands. Nah, that's definitely a threat. That ain't gonna work. Well, I just got fired off my job for making a TikTok video. I'm not even sure what video they fired me over, But look, y'all be careful. I'll post a video after this one. But y'all be careful making these TikTok videos because evidently they're letting people go. So I'll share the video with y'all.
Over the past several weeks, we have noticed a pattern of behaviors that violates our company policies. Specifically, there have been multiple instances of excessive use of TikTok during work hours. As you know, our policy requires employees to remain focused on their work tasks during business hours in order to maintain productivity and ensure we do meet our goals. Unfortunately, your actions have impacted your performance and the team's overall productivity. So, unfortunately, after careful consideration and review of the situation, we have decided to terminate your employment with the company effective immediately. I know this decision is difficult news and we want to support you during this transition. So we're going to definitely make sure that we give you your final paycheck, any benefits that you are entitled to, and any assistance programs available to you. But we definitely appreciate your contribution. I know this is terrible news, but at this time, it is going to be best for the company.
I'm just trying to understand as far as what TikTok. I didn't do anything that violate any rules or anything. I don't understand.
Thing is that some of these people don't even realize that these things have consequences until it's too late. It was once upon a time, but it's like they think that the internet is separated from their real life. But no, it's no longer. Your digital footprint follows you everywhere you go, especially when your job is on the line. I was doing my research on all of this, guys. I came across another trend that I just find so oddly weird. But people are setting up their cameras and recording themselves getting fired, and of course, they're posting it online.
Okay, can you, I'm sorry, I didn't, can you say that again?
Yeah. Hi, Tatiana. This is, Shelly from HR.
From HR, okay.
Me?
No, I don't remember you, but what's going on?
Well, we had a discussion a couple weeks ago about your absenteeism and tardiness.
Okay.
Do you know what time you have to be clocked in at work?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, on 7/18, you clocked in at 6:12.
Wow.
We had a discussion about that.
12 minutes.
Yeah, but you know they're waiting on you to be there, clocked in and ready to work. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So your employment is really going to be terminated as of today, because also on 7/28 you clocked in at 6:21.
21 minutes.
Yes, that's 21 minutes of company time.
But I still work though. Like I still like. Why didn't y'all tell me that today when I was just at work?
Because I handle all the HR, so they wanted me to call you because we had that discussion. Remember about?
And that was the day that I let my. All right, keep going.
So you were also on 8/8. You clocked in at like 6:32.
That was it. Okay, so I let my cousin use my car the night before, and he didn't bring it. He overslept or something. He didn't bring it back till the morning. So like, I still made it though.
That was literally like 9 days after we talked. So, and then on 8/12, you just did a no call, no show.
That was my birthday, August 12th. That's my birthday. Like, I already told you.
Request that day off work though.
But y'all know that's my birthday. Though. I'm not.
Birthday.
No, that's fine. All right. Okay.
Everyone works on their birthday. Even I worked on my birthday.
Y'all too grown for me.
Well, unfortunately, I just need you to turn your keys in. And
I'll be there tomorrow, because that's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh.
Like, what? Like, what? What? No.
I got a random meeting on my calendar. I hope we're not getting fired. I will die. Someone else is in there. I'm getting fired. Oh my god, I'm getting fired. Hello.
Good morning, Becker.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I asked, who I think you know, to join us for this call. She is our HR representative. We've got some updates we'd like to share with you this morning.
Okay.
While we originally believed that we would be integrating with, we've instead determined that it was best for us to refocus the agency. Unfortunately, as you may know, the lack of growth and the decline in our client revenue has negatively impacted our business beyond what we can sustain. And it's forced us to make what are very difficult decisions to eliminate roles within the agency. And this includes the elimination of your role, making today your last day. Please know that it was a very difficult decision.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Heather. I wish you the best.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
Bye.
At this point, it makes me wonder, is it about the job or is it about the content? Maybe a little bit of both. For reason, guys, let us be logical. Posting the video online doesn't usually help their situation. If anything, I think it actually makes it harder for them to get another job, because what employer wants to hire someone who just might go and blast them on social media the second things go wrong? Don't get me wrong, it's one thing if you're exposing maybe like an unfair treatment or maybe illegal practices. Sometimes these videos just show the bosses saying that, hey, you violated the company policies, so we have to let you go. And instead of maybe taking accountability, like the girl who constantly clocked in late and she couldn't understand why they're letting her go, they post it online for sympathy, and it's just not making any sense. No, there are cases where people don't even start the job as yet, and TikTok ruins it for them.
I just lost a potential job because of my social media. Let's talk about it. So last week I interviewed for a job, and I was actually really excited for this job. I met the COO at a coffee shop, and I was actually very patient, and I waited 40 minutes because she got caught in traffic driving from the other side of the city and got caught in traffic. Probably should have been my first red flag, but you know what? That's fine. When she finally arrives, we have a really great interview. It's very conversational, and we seem to be clicking really well and having a great conversation. At the end of it, she invites me to come and do like a tour of the facility and to meet all of the other staff members on Monday, which was yesterday. Well, 3 hours before I was supposed to arrive, I get an email saying, hey, instead of having you come in, why don't we do a phone call? I'll reach out to you later. And I was like, okay, yeah, I hope everything's fine. She didn't call. Still very interested in this job. Today, I sent a follow-up email and I was like, hey, I'm just following up. I'm sorry that, it didn't work out yesterday, but is there a time today or tomorrow that we could have this phone call? Several hours later, she finally calls me and she tells me, we're gonna go with someone else and I just wanted to call and tell you why. I'm like, okay, cool. What's the problem? And she tells me that they do extensive research on all of their staff members and that they came across my social media and that I did not provide the level of professionalism in my social media that they are expecting in the office. My personal social media does not live up to their professional standards for this job. She proceeds to say that she doesn't need the clients coming in and out of the office and seeing me in a certain light. And the only thing that I could think of, I went back a year on both my TikTok and my Instagram, and the only thing that I could think of was that I posted my boudoir photo shoot from back in January and November. Me posting an expression of accepting my body as it was and the beauty of my body, and fully clothed, mind you, and probably more clothed than most people in their bikini summer shoots, was probably what lost me this job. I mean, I understand if I was saying some like racist stuff or if I was like making very threatening type content, but no, it's my self-expression. I've since taken those photos down just in case that is it and other future employers are turned off by that. But like, honestly, who wants to work for somebody who's going to dictate what you do in your personal life?
I don't know how many times people have to tell y'all, everything is not for social media. I saw a video of a young girl getting her offer rescinded from this company because she had posted about the hiring process before she actually officially started the job. I guess somebody saw it, they sent it to the job, whatever, they declined or rescinded the offer. Did I just say recline? Whatever, rescinded the offer. Anyways, with this type of situation, because she was saying this is my sign to do social media full time, and don't get me wrong, I looked at her YouTube, she had over 20,000 subscribers, so it's not like she's starting off or anything, you know. So you have a steady subscriber count, but maybe that money isn't enough to float you, because social media money is very, very fickle. However, I will say this, because sometimes you're doing social media and it's a lot of work. That's why some people start and then they want to get regular jobs, because sometimes you just want to get paid to be on the clock. Y'all have to be careful, and it's not just for her, it's just for everybody. There's a lot of people that's on the internet that don't wish you well, and I'm telling you, the amount of stories that I see where people are losing their jobs because of social media, like things that you tweet, post, they will be held against you. That's just literally how it works. And I remember on Twitter, and I keep telling this story because it's so wild, like this girl had posted her confirmation of her flight because she was super excited to go to some Caribbean island. Do y'all know that this girl went to the airport? And when she got to the airport, I think it was a girl got to the airport, somebody called in and canceled the flight. Like, they hated so much that this person was going on vacation, they called and canceled her flight, all because she posted it on Twitter. So these things happen all the time. We see it on here. You will come on here, make a think piece, make an opinion piece, not thinking anything of it, and the next thing you know, you're being called into the office because they called your job. I've seen it happen. I've seen people say, I'm going to look for this person's job and try to get them fired. Honestly, it's not worth it, especially if you're in the medical field. Now, for this particular young lady, if it's the company that I think it is, they don't pay worth a damn. I don't think she's going to lose any sleep off of it. I don't think it's that deep. But let's just say if it was a really big opportunity, it really would have hurt her. And there's a lot of people, especially who are working in the medical field, like not being careful. And I'm telling you, it just takes one time and you will lose your job. So a lot of these companies, I think moving forward, are going to be very strict on their social media policy. And it's up to you to make sure that you are doing everything in your power to make sure that your job is secured. Same thing with your license. If you have a license at your job, you need to secure that. Social media, I'm telling you, the likes and the comments and the virality, it's just not worth it. But again, if it's the company that I think it is, because people saying in the comments what it is, it's not a good company. So she's not missing out on much. Just like with the Brokey Challenge with Lotto, the girl that was working at Waffle House, she's not missing out on much. Her getting fired, her getting the $10,000 is probably more than what Waffle House would ever offer her. So everybody's situation is different. But if it's a really prestigious company and you like your job, yeah, you have to be careful about what you post, even if it's not some big company secret, but you don't know what can be HIPAA. Just look at the nurses from Emory that almost got fired because they were complaining about their job and they thought they made a cute little TikTok video. And you know how TikTok is and how people are. People are sensitive. They don't want to hear the fact that you think that their patients are annoying. Even though we all think that, because if you work in medical, then you know that patients are a lot to deal with. Social media just isn't the place to air it out, though. So all the best to the young lady. All the best to everybody that's on social media. But yeah, don't mess up or get tricked out of your spot and then think, I'm going to do social media full time, because sister, it's not that easy. And the money that we get is not consistent enough for you to just live off.
Whatever she posted, well, let us just say they saw it and decided that, yeah, this is not somebody we want representing us. People argued that, this is unfair and that she should be judged based on her work and not her social media. Them checking your social media is enough for them to say, you know what, never mind, it is what it is.
Well, I got fired again. So I had to pull myself together because this doesn't deserve a cry. But I don't know if you followed me back in January, but I was a recruiter and I lost my job, and I also do like social media marketing, and I ended up losing that job on the same day, and I got pretty much fired twice in one day in January. The social media, everything like the recruiting, that was just, layoffs and stuff like that. And then the social media, they just obviously couldn't afford a budget for marketing, which totally made sense, but it was just kind of hilarious. Like, did I just get fired twice in one day? So yeah. Then I got this new job and I started, and today I got fired again. So, I would come on here. So with my platform, I just like tell people everything and just express everything, but I never talk bad about anything. I would never talk bad about a company. I would never talk bad about any situation or anything like that. I just make light of situations. So supposedly I get a call today and they're like, we've seen your TikTok and today's going to be your last day. And I was like, okay. And some of the videos that they said, there was one where I was talking about training, and I was like, oh my God, like, does anyone go after training and they learn all this stuff and you're like, wait, what did I just learn? I learned so much. So they got mad about that. And then another video, came on here. I was like, I'm like confused. I was like having a really depressed day. And I was like, do you ever have this feeling where it's like you're not passionate about your job, or you're like, oh my God, is this a job I'm gonna do forever? But then you're just sad. But it wasn't me bashing the job. It's more just like, I went through this like confusing state where like, is this what I want to do or is this not what I want to do? Because like, I'm turning 31 and it was like having that mental breakdown. And I just come on here and just, express how I'm feeling and seeing if anyone else feels that way. Then another one I did kind of like a joke being like, I was like calling a client or whatever. I think it was just like a voicemail, and I've just like, be quiet so they call you back, just like making a joke, because I did get a lot of people, clients and recruiters on this platform from my first video that blew up about recruiting. So like, I always try to weave some things in there to see if like I can make any connections that way. So I'd like try to make light of the situation. I think that cut off. But yeah, and so I'm like, I find it kind of bad that they didn't give me a warning. Like they should have been like, hey, like we saw this. Like, we don't want you talking about your work at all. And I would be like, okay, I'm so sorry. And I could have made that decision being like, okay, I'll take it down. Or, I love doing TikToks, and that's like I made this brand for myself that I want to continue doing it. So that means like this job isn't for me. And they also were like, we see that you're posting on during work hours. And I'm like, I always post in the morning. I post 3 things in the morning, and I have it set up so it sets and does it. And I'm just like, and also I'm like, what am I, back in the restaurant industry where I can't just like go for 4 seconds and like post something? Like, I'm a little confused. I think I'm gonna have to do a part 2 because this is a long story. Part 2 of I've lost my 3rd job in the past 4 months. So I got fired today, and I was explaining that I lost it because of TikTok. But my thing is, they were saying that like, oh, you posted these things about your job, and like kind of like talking bad about my character, saying that I would talk trash about the company. And I'm like, I would never talk trash about the company on my social media platform. I would never talk trash about anyone. I tell situations that happen and ask if other people are going through it, because I feel like my platform is somewhere where I just want to communicate with people. And if they feel this way, like, awesome. Like, I talked about being lost in my job and feeling like I'm going to be 31. It has nothing to do about my job, but it's about like, do I have passion here? Do I not? And I'm just trying to say, like, I'm feeling sad today. Like, has anyone ever felt this way? Again, not talking bad about the job. And they did say, they were like, we lost trust in you because you posted during the day and you were posting TikToks. And I'm like, I make 3 videos. I post 3 videos a day. And I always make sure I do it in the morning, and I make sure I create my content in the morning or at night. And like, the things I would post is like me going to dinner or me going out to foodie events and stuff like that. I'm like, do you really think I'm doing that right now? I'm so confused. But yeah, so they let me go because I said I was talking bad about the company on my TikTok platform, which I would, again, never do. I love talking about like situations because it's so funny. We're all working right now, and we're all just going through this crazy time where it's like, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? Or like, oh my God, I messed up at work. Or, oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. Or, oh my God, training was so hard. Like, do you guys go through this? Da, da, da. That's all I'm saying is just life events and just trying to relate to people. And that's why I love TikTok, is you can relate to people and you can tell like struggles and stuff like that. And I don't think that's something that you should get fired for. But I mean, I just wanted to explain again some crazy thing that happened, and this is my 3rd time getting fired. But I also think it is a blessing in disguise, because recruiting and sales is not my passion. I've always been a creative, marketing, creating content, and I feel like I've always just downplayed my skills, and I'm like, I'm not good enough, so I'll just take the easy, quick sales job because it's easy to get sales. Like, I'll just take that, and I'm like, I don't know if that is what I strive to be, and I don't know if that is my passion. And I think sometimes like these situations happen, and I loved it. You get a paycheck, and a lot of people are losing their jobs right now. It's a very scary time, and like that's where I get upset, because I'm just like feeling like scared again. Sorry. But I do think it's a blessing in disguise, and it now gives me time to do the things that I love and what I want to do. And yes, it's hard on my like soul and on my like mental health and like on my like excitement for getting a role, but I do think like these things happen, and I just hope that this guides me to where I need to be and where I belong, and join me on this journey.
Today I'm going to tell you about my now former client who was in the middle of purchasing a home, who just got fired from her job because of what she posted on social media. So this young lady was a first-time home buyer, and she was under contract to purchase a home. We are already out of attorney review, and she is about to order the appraisal. She has a corporate job, makes pretty good money, and is buying this home by herself. Was. But on her Facebook page, she is super political. And so she posted something about a current person in political office, an elected official. It was rude, it was crass, and quite frankly, it was a little bit vulgar. Her boss, former boss, saw the post and fired her. Her boss said that that kind of language, speaking about our elected officials, is not the kind of culture that they want their employees to display in a public forum. She's crying the blues about it. She thinks it's so unfair, but now she's fired. And now her deal just died right then and there because you can't get a house if you don't have a job. Watch what you post on social media. Overly political, always have a drink in your hand, always partying. That kind of stuff can cost you a lot, and in this case, a house. Yeah, I get it, free speech and all that, but that doesn't mean you can't be fired because of your free speech. Now this girl is completely devastated, lost her house, her lease is up on her current place, so now she's essentially homeless. Don't let this happen to you. Be careful what you post online. Have some common sense. Be professional. Check your social media pages. Scrub them for all that negative, crazy poop that you post. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and go do it.
I got fired from working at my home club as soon as I was becoming quote-unquote TikTok famous. As you guys know, I would do lives at work and I would get ready and I would respect the privacy of every single girl and make sure none of them got on my lives. Management told me on 2 occasions to not go on live. I respected that. Girls were complaining. It was fine. And then one day, double with my friend. This day, I didn't double with my friend on stage. I go on stage. I have my phone propped up on my bag on the stage. And once I'm done, management tells me to come downstairs. Management is accusing me of recording a TikTok video or whatever. And I'm super adamant at that point that I no longer do that. They told me not to. I don't. I even told them like, hey, let's go through my phone. Let's go through my camera roll because you're accusing me of something that I haven't done. We go through my camera roll and there's nothing, absolutely nothing other than nature, snowboarding, and workout videos. But by that point, the decision was already made because of quote unquote the perception I gave just by having my phone on me.
You know, I don't know if this is happening to you guys, but I've been seeing an influx of people on TikTok losing their jobs over what they post. Anywhere from teachers, nurses, customer service reps, delivery drivers, you name it. And as soon as I see these videos, as soon as I see them, I can spot the ones that are going to result in a firing or termination. It's so obvious. And some of them don't even have like their job's name or their badge. It's just the content itself and the way that it's represented. If they're talking about work or anything to do with work whatsoever, a coworker, you can tell that person's going to get fired and there's going to be a follow-up video. Well, y'all got fired. If you need your job, now if you don't need your job, you can just keep on scrolling. This video is not for you. But if your job is your livelihood, it's paying your bills, it's keeping you afloat, and you need the job in this economy and the way that people are not hiring right now, I would just say keep posting. I encourage you to keep posting, but keep work out of it. Keep work out of it. Don't ever put your livelihood in the hands of a post or a like or a view or a follower. Okay? Because at the end of the day, those people not going to come and pay your rent next month. So keep that intact. Keep posting. That's your little side gig. But no, y'all need to, like, you know, come on now. Come on, we got to use some judgment. That's coming from a place of love. Love y'all.
It's just a gentle reminder, guys, that social media is now your modern day resume, whether you like it or not. At the end of the day, guys, the internet is not your friend. TikTok might be fun, but it's not worth losing your livelihood over. Lots of these cases are so simple and could have been avoided with a little, you know, common and self-awareness. Before you post, ask yourself, would I be okay if my boss saw this? Answer is no, maybe then don't post it. Because we're living in a a time where employers are watching, HR is watching, even future opportunities can disappear because of something that you posted maybe years ago. Once you hit that upload button, then you can't control what people see, how they react, and definitely how far it spreads. First, chime in with, of course, your thoughts and your opinions down in the comment section. And this is where we're going to wrap up with today's discussion. If you have enjoyed, guys, and you haven't yet liked or subscribed, remember to go ahead and do so now. And if you want to continue to watch more relatable discussions like these, you can go ahead and click that up next video with the right yourself and enjoy the day away. As per usual, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me until the end of another video. My name is Jody, and I aspire to inspire. Until next time, guys, walk good.